What's going on, YouTube? Pat Performance Racing here. What you guys been up to? Been wondering where I am? Well, we're here. We're still doing the same stuff. Schedule don't change, you know, blah 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 blah, right? We made some progress on the car. So let's do a little bit of a tour or a walkabout of what we've done with the car. Camera person isn't going to be happy because now they're going to have to walk around with their shaky hands. Here, we'll start in the back of the car here. Let's go all the way to the back. We're starting to plumb up our air line. We got our QD hooked up. We got to plumb the rest of the line, but we found a mounting spot, so that's a bonus there. We'll walk this way here. We got the catch can mounted. I think I may or may not have explained this before. Don't remember, but it's mounted. The tubes all ran for it. That's all good. Now we're still waiting on push rods, so unfortunately the intake's not bolted permanently and blah blah blah, right? I don't know what's going on with those guys. We're gonna have to call them. But besides that, this thing had this janky little plastic catch can that came with it. Didn't like it. We put a nice aluminum one in here. It's a cheap one, but a decent one. You know, it'll do the job. Just needs to catch the whatever water this thing decides it doesn't want inside the block anymore from expanding. Just need a tank for it to go into so it don't end up on the rear tires. We got a fuel regulator mounted. Still haven't plumbed it to the car. You know, waiting for that side of that stuff. But we did do some cool stuff. We got a final battery inside here. Our kill switch is finalized. We got that all done. So we're gonna let's take a quick gander here. We got two kill switches. We got one back here, which that one works great. That one works good. Pull that back on. Let's walk over here. You stay on that side. So let's take a look at the dash here. Delay box works. All our gauges are on. You can see the voltmeters hooked up here. That's our headlights. This is a fan. This is our other fan. That all works. Water pump works. Everything works like it's supposed to. Fuel pump. That works. Ignition. That all powers up. You see the tach flicker. Check this out. Look at this thing right here. We got this thing wired up. Bam! So we're making progress. Little by little. Things are happening. We're getting there. You see we got our other kill switch mounted. Things are getting there. You know, it's still a slow moving progress. We got a big list wrote down over on the whiteboard of different things that we still got to do. It's kind of just touch up final stuff. The wiring's pretty much buttoned up for the most part. The coolant lines, the trans cooler lines, the trans temp sender is all done. Right now we're just working on, we're going to plumb the air line for our onboard air compressor. It's got to go a couple places, so I think what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to get a carburetor out here and set a carburetor down on this thing. And I mean, it won't be the carburetor that we're going to use. I haven't received that one yet. I'm supposed to be getting that one this month too, but the way these guys are operating, I don't even know anymore. But I think we're going to set a carburetor on here. We're going to set the scoop tray and everything on here. We'll get the throttle stop hooked up here, just so it's temporarily mocked up. That way we can run our airline back here for it. You know, I got to find a routing for the airline to where it won't get melted and all that good stuff, because, you know, we don't want melted airline. Sounds like somebody's coming.
And the neighbors.
So anyways, check back in here in a little bit. We're going to start running some airline up there back, and then when we get back this way, When we get back this way, we're gonna go ahead and slap the carburetor and stuff on here and get the throttle stop stuff hooked up and figured out, and get the tray and all up, whatever else. I mean, I gotta get done as much as I can. I got limited time I get to spend out here these days, so trying to get done as much as I can, start chipping away at my big old list that I got there. Yeah. Come back and see me in a couple hours. It'll only be 30 seconds for you, but a couple hours for me. Alright guys, it's quite a few hours later. It's a whole day and night later. We buttoned up a few things. We were able to knock off 1, 2, 3, 4 things off our list. So we made some progress. We got some things done. One of the biggest noticeable things we got done is the air scoop is on here. We put our bracket on here. The spacer will not stay. The spacer is just simply so I can bolt the bracket down for now. I'm still waiting on a carburetor. We have got our throttle stop on there. We got our air lines all hooked up. Here, let's turn on a light so we can see. What light are we going to turn on? Not that one. No, that one there. We got the dial board on there. We got our solenoid mounted down here. All the air lines and everything are ran, which is cool. We'll go ahead, we'll turn on. You can see the dial board is lit up. I don't know if you can see the numbers in that picture there or not. You can. Might be able to see them a little bit better now. But that's hooked up, and it obviously all works. We'll change the dial in. You see the dial in change, so it all works. I haven't hooked up the tail light for it yet. There is a built-in tail light inside this dial board. I have not hooked that up yet. That will get hooked up. That gets hooked up there. Wires all ran. Linkage is all made. This is all figured out and made up. So if we take a gander up here. Now in the QD we put on the back, it's all plumbed. Everything's plumbed in. That goes in there. And that works. Air compressor turns on just like it's supposed to. So you can see that all works. Everything's all plumbed up for the airline. I gotta hook up the throttle stop stuff off the delay box still. But we did make some progress. We were able to chalk off 4 or 5 things off our list, which was good. Ended up running out of steam earlier today. Made it out here probably about 8 o'clock in the morning or so. Worked until about 4 o'clock in the evening. So that was enough for one day. But yeah, I mean, it's still steady progress. We put some new insulation padding in here. Got rid of that junky gray looking stuff. And we put some black stuff in here, and this stuff actually forms really good if you use a heat gun on it. It'll push and move and bend however you want it to. But anyhow, we still got to go through. We got to cut the zip tie tails off and stuff like that. And I got to move the pedals and whatever. We put all the chips in the MSD box just because that was something easy to do, knock off the list. We did test fit the nose cone. That fits good with the lights, but I got to test a couple of the body panels to see how they fit around the lights. So thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. We're getting closer and closer to our goals with our channel. We're getting more subscribers as the days go on, especially when we're able to post more and more videos. We're getting there. We're reaching our goals slowly but surely. I mean, we still got a long way to go, but you know, anyway. I will say that dial-a-board bracket mount, we bought that from a Michigan company called Drag Race Solutions. Now they didn't help me out in any way with the part or give me a discount or pay shipping or any of that good stuff. They're not a sponsor of mine or nothing. I don't have any sponsors. Some of these companies did help me out a little bit, APD, shout out to them. They were great over there. They gave me a little discount and helped me out with the shipping and handling and stuff. KR Performance, he did the same. He helped me out a little bit, which is very appreciative, everybody that helps. But that dial board bracket, very, very nice piece. If there's any type of thing that you could think of for your dragster and or door car, definitely look at Drag Race Solutions website and see if they offer maybe what you're looking for. They make really cool brackets. All these little Zeus fasteners to clip the body panel on, they sell really cool ones. They got powder coated ones and whatever else, and like I said, they make a lot of different brackets for different things. They're a small base Michigan company, somewhere up north here, I think around Stanton, Michigan, but they're really cool. I check them out and they're really reasonable on their price. Like if you look at their website versus Summit or Jegs, Drag Race Solution is typically cheaper. But other than that, if we go back to this, so this whole setup for this throttle stop here all came from KR Performance, including this bracket and everything. And I'll say one thing, some of it kind of doesn't exactly make sense. The instructions aren't that great. You know, you really got to read them, and you got to read them a couple times to really kind of understand it. But like this thing here is all machined, so on and so forth, and you would think that it bolts up here for all this, where all these bolt holes are. And I guess if you were just using a throttle cable only on your carburetor, it would bolt there just fine. The thing that doesn't make a lot of sense is this bracket, and then the bolts that they give you are like really, really long. So to put that there and without this bracket underneath it, because this thing's threaded and whatever else, you know, I don't know. I'm not that sold on this bracket. I could have bought a different bracket, bigger plate. The other thing is you know, they got the solenoid that you got to have to run this Pro Stage setup here, your throttle stop or starting line enhancer, whatever you're using it for. You got the solenoid for it, and the other brackets that you can buy got a big plate which actually kind of acts as a heat shield and everything, and then your solenoid will actually bolt to that plate. The plate actually has pre-drilled holes and stuff in it for you to be able to bolt your solenoid to it, which would put it up over here by your activation arm. If I had to do it over again, I would have bought one of those plates and not this plate, but that's here nor there. I had to clean a lot of the powder coating out of the threads and stuff. So not entirely impressed with that. We were fortunate enough that we made our own bracket for the coil and for the catch can for the vacuum pump, and it just so happened that it was big enough that I was able to drill a couple holes in it and mount the solenoid there, and it actually works out really good there. We just got lucky, you know. So space is limited in a dragster. They're not like a door car. Door cars are big underneath the hood. You got a lot of room. You got inside the cab where you can put things. Dragsters aren't that way. You're trying to shove 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag, and it doesn't fit, you know. So you're really looking for ways to save space and put things in places where it'll look aesthetically pleasing too. That's the hard part there. But anyways, I didn't buy the scoop tray. It came with the dragster when I got the dragster. But like I said, I appreciate everybody coming back, checking out the videos. We're getting there. If you could, you know, share the videos with a few of your buddies. Some cool stuff will be coming this summer, especially with drag racing and testing this car. And, you know, we're hoping to get this car to go, I mean, between talking to like different people and whatnot, they say this car should run a 5-something teen. I'm really hoping I can get the car to go 5.0 or 490. I'd like to see a 496, 497 out of the car. But I don't know if it's going to do it with this motor in here. I mean, there's guys out there that got 565 cubic inches of motor and they're going low 490s. So we only got 439 cubic inch. We're a little we're 100 and some odd inches smaller, you know, but I don't know what's inside their motor as far as cam and compression and stuff like that. They all run Brodex cylinder heads, so I'd have to say the cylinder heads are about the same. But anyways, so you know, we're hoping for a low 5-second, possible 490, and you'll see that as we start testing the car, changing shift points and adding and taking away timing and changing different things just to try to get it there. What I found with alcohol is, you know, with alcohol, like a gas carburetor, lean is mean, right? Lean until you reach a point of no return, and then they don't go any faster. But typically, the closer you can get your gasoline motor down to a desired air-fuel ratio of anywhere from 11.8 to 12.8 to 1 is typically where a gas motor likes to run. With an alcohol motor, they could be wicked fat, spitting alcohol out of the header, and then you lean them down to where there's no more alcohol coming out of the header, and it didn't make a difference. It didn't go any faster. It didn't pick nothing up. So alcohol doesn't change that much. You kind of get what you get with alcohol. Motor still makes more power all through the bottom curve with alcohol. But anyhow, so that's that for now. We're checking out. We'll catch you guys next time. Stick around, come back. Like I said, you know, hit that bell down there. Make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel. So ring the bell, subscribe. The only things that happen is a notification will pop up on your phone when we add a new video or something like that. Not a big deal. If you don't want to watch it, you can just ignore it. But the subscriptions help. The more people that subscribe, the better off we are. And you know, share the video with your family, your friends, your peeps. You know, just share it out there. People, hell, if they only click on it and watch it for a minute or so, get bored and go to the next thing to watch, it's no big deal. That minute still helped out. So the more you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, it all helps us do bigger, better, cooler things in the garage. If we get to a point where we get enough subscribers, we are talking about making a merchandise line. So we'll have t-shirts and hats and stuff like that. That'll all come down the future. I would still like to make a Facebook page for the channel. Haven't done it yet. Maybe when we get a little more time, we will look into doing that. So that's it. Patent Performance is checking out, and we'll catch you guys next time.